It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. And on tap tonight.
On the road and hungry for a win against a Western Conference rival, the San Antonio Spurs are ready for this one to get started. Buckle yourselves in, everybody. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. Right now, the Pelicans are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. Well, they come into every game with confidence, and this game is no different. Two elite teams put each other to the test, certainly, every time they meet. A lot on the line in this one, though.
And I think for New Orleans, this hasn't been the breakout season that many were predicting, but they're still very much in the hunt for a high postseason seed, and that will keep them focused here during the season's final stages.
Well, the goal is very defined. They have to have a strong finish to the season and make sure they get home court advantage for at least the first few rounds of the playoffs.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. On the court right now for the Spurs, they've got Porzingis. Williams is out there with Teague, and there's Embiid, and it's Iguodala in at the 3 slot. Very little locked in at this point, Brent, but sometimes it feels like the best teams are just waiting for the playoffs to begin.
Well, there's always this idea about building up for the playoffs, and I think over the past 5 or 6 seasons, most of the talk that we have is about those teams being as healthy as they possibly can be. And I think that's the time in the season we're at now, Kevin. Make sure that everybody is 100% ready to go, not just mentally, but physically.
The coaches got to keep their focus, right? I mean, that's tough to do.
The coaches do, but the good ones start that process maybe in the last 15 games of the season to try to ramp things up so that guys feel ready to go once the end of the regular season comes.
Here's Teague, following the basket by T.J. Warren. Outside, Porzingis. It's good, and he makes his first shot of the game.
How about the touch from Porzingis, demonstrating just how comfortable he is operating in that area of the floor.
Now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with head coach Greg Popovich.
Kevin, I asked him what he thought the key factors would be coming into this game, and he said, well, our length and shot blocking should help. It gives offenses something to think about when they come inside. And that hesitation can be a game changer. We'll see if that holds true tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Their game plan appears to be put net defense front and center in this one.
Yeah, and that's where they're going to put their energy early on. They don't want this to become a run-and-gun type of game.
Well, they've got the kind of defense, I think, GA set up so that that doesn't happen. As aggressive as they are at that end, it's very hard to make it a high-scoring game against this team. The Pelicans a much better team last year than they've been in the past. Still have some areas to address before maybe they become a home court advantage team or a top 4 seed. But the number one thing is they've got to get some more consistency in their outside game.
Here is Williams following the basket by John Wall, and he gets it back.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Teague against Wall. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
The defense lurking. Teague shows tremendous confidence going up against it and finds a way to nail it.
And Lamb kicks to Griffin. Pass to Wall. Knocked away and stolen by Jeff Teague. And now here comes Williams leading the break. 6-second difference between shot and game clock. To the paint. San Antonio with the rebound. They come into this one having outplayed the Magic last game.
And really complete control of that game. If you recall, guys, they made sure they didn't have to sweat that one out down the stretch.
And the final score may not have indicated just how much they were in that one. They were clearly the dominant team.
It's a tie game in New Orleans. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Some big goals for John Wall, looking to become the...
Just keep getting better defense.
And GA, that's exactly what you want to hear from your leader.
And if he stays healthy, Wall has the talent to put himself in that MVP conversation. He's that kind of player.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And taking a look at the Pelicans' performance here, guys, what are your thoughts?
I mean, through that first quarter, to me, it's all about their D.
There's a lot of ways to build a lead. This one's built on stops.
On the court for San Antonio here in the second. They've got Embiid. Teague out there with Williams. Then there's Iguodala. And it's Porzingis in at the 4. Shot clock at 3. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
One thing about Porzingis last year that we saw with the departure of Carmelo Anthony is, could you lean on Porzingis to shoulder the offensive load? He was phenomenal in that role last year before the injury. So out on the perimeter, above the rim, finishing off breaks, he's capable.
Wall dishes to Lamb. From the stripe. That shot missing. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Following this one, they get to host the Warriors. And that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul. Shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And New Orleans gets called for the foul. The Spurs shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Well, the talent for Porzingis is off the charts. And the 7'3" Latvian has some incredible post moves, a lethal jumper. Just keep pushing his talent envelope.
And talking about Porzingis, what really separates him as a scorer, Brent, is his jump shot.
Well, at 7'3", we always think, man, he should be down on the post or have 2 feet in the paint working on his post-up game. That's not what he's about. He's terrific catching and shooting. He can handle the ball enough to take 1 or 2 dribbles to score at the rim. He's really good on the right side of the floor, shooting over the top at the mid-range, and he can overpower defenders. So all of the offensive skills are there.
Blake Griffin hits them both. With today's superstars often joining forces, Brent, we hear some retired legends saying they wanted to beat their rivals, not join their rivals. What do you think?
I saw a lot of joining going on from some of the guys who make those comments, Kevin. So that sort of stuff just eludes me as to where it's coming from. This league has always been dominated by teams that have 2, at least 2, if not 3 upper echelon
superstar players.
Superstar players that end up winning titles. So it's happening now. It happened then. It will continue to happen.
Well, that's one way he can finish, but far from the only way he gets it done. He's got all kinds of tricks up his sleeve.
Porzingis kicks to Iguodala. Out to the wing. Wall against T. Kicks it out to Iguodala. No good from outside. Pelicans trail by 3. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Warren on the wing. He's covered by Iguodala. Here's Lamb. No good. That would have tied it. And Teague's at the ball here for the Spurs. Williams gets the bucket.
Well, during his career, Lou Williams has been a decent threat from the three-point line, around 35%. Good at stretching out the court.
All with it, picked up by Teague. Warren finds Griffin. All against Teague. And the shot is good. The Spurs lead has been cut down now to just 4 in the basket from John Wall. Outside Williams. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. They get it back. And Embiid throws it down.
And a few more points tacked on to their lead in the cruelest way possible.
You're right. Those putback jams sting, don't they? My goodness.
And that is a statement. We're going to keep coming at you hard, even if we've got the lead.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Spurs leading by 4. Here's T. Porzingis. Shoots over Griffin. Off target on the 15-footer. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. If you look at the second quarter scoring, they had a small edge. They really hung tough as we got close to half. And that's going to do it for our half.
As we return to New Orleans to look at some of the buildings along the riverfront here in the Big Easy. And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Pelicans trail by 4. And for Porzingis, one of the next steps for him offensively, becoming a better distributor.
Well, he showed last year, the first couple months of the year, to be a prolific scorer, and defenses know that too. So now the idea is, what if we crowd Porzingis? What if we double team him? Can he make the next play to his teammate? We'll see if it starts to unlock itself this year for him.
Jeremy Lamb out there with Wall. Then there's Ayton. Then there's Griffin, and it's Warren in at the 3 spot. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. Embiid, no good with the layup. Well, for New Orleans, shooting at 50% in a decent groove. Lamb with the ball. He's against Williams. No good from Lamb. Spurs shooting just 35%. They've got to get better looks. Here's the teardrop, and it's Williams laying it in. Williams has got 10.
I like to see Lou Williams hustle like this, looking determined to get past everybody and be ahead of the pack.
Here's Wall. Rebounded by the Spurs. Porzingis has got 5 rebounds tonight.
Yeah, they got to hope to turn it on soon. 1 of 4 so far, and they know they got to be better.
Down low, here's Williams. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Williams has got the lead up to 6 now for the Spurs.
Well, even when you get physical with Lou Williams, he'll use that against you. Keeps his balance that time.
And Wall kicks to Lamb. Outside for Griffin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That's on Lou Williams. The big changes in defensive rules happened right in the middle of your playing days. How did people initially react to those?
Well, a lot of guys had 3 quick fouls, Kevin, because they're out hand checking and pushing guys around. And they say, what do you mean I can't do this anymore? I get paid to push guys around. But after a little while, obviously, guys stepping off and understanding positions on the floor where you could get away with more physical play than you can out in front with point guards, obviously, and having refs' eyes on them or down on the block.
And Wall kicks to Ayton. To the paint. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
So pretty when it's effortless like that. Blake Griffin up in the air, throwing it down, all second nature.
Williams scanning the floor. Teague with the ball. He's picked up by Wall. Teague bounce pass. Embiid the pass to Williams. Here's Iguodala. And it's Ayton with the rebound. Ayton's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Teague against Wall. Nice D from Porzingis.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Teague against Wall. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And you look at Jeff Teague, now with a decade in the league out of Wake Forest. Greg, what does he bring to the table aside from the fact that he's been in the playoffs every single year of his career?
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive slasher and really has grown as a playmaker. Not a star, but a quality starting point guard.
Brent, for as long as Coach Popovich has been at the top of this game, What really is there left to say?
I don't think there's much more you say on a professional level, but there's a lot to be said about the compassion and the things that Pop has done on a personal level for years behind the scenes, championing guys on his staff, supporting not only current players but former players on his team. The interesting thing for Pop the last couple of years is just how outspoken he's been in terms of the equality, not just around the NBA, but around our nation, and some of the statements he's made that have garnered a lot of political attention. Greg Popovich not afraid to express some of the things that maybe deep down we all believe in.
Sinks the triple.
Now Porzingis just firing away right now, no fear whatsoever.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, anytime a guy's in the post and the teammates know he's unselfish, great player movement can create an opportunity just like that.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. On the court right now for the Spurs, Iguodala out there with Porzingis. Then there's Teague. Then it's Williams. And it's Embiid in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
And Wall kicks to Lamb. Porzingis with the block.
Yeah, good luck getting a shot over the 7-foot, 6-inch tall wingspan of Kristaps Porzingis.
Iguodala finds Teague. The shot comes out. Nice D from Wall.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. And that's really a function of the offense not working as it should.
Yeah, maybe lazy play calling or just going through the motions on that possession. This often leads to a bad shot.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
And you could try to key in on him, but that's tough. They run plays that routinely give him makeable looks.
And it's Williams with the ball for the Spurs. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Wall looking it over. Inside, Porzingis with the steal. And it's out of bounds, and they say last touch by Griffin. And here is Teague. Outside, Porzingis. Embiid inside.
I'll tell you what, Aiden is a very good defender. Moves his feet well and has the length to alter shots.
Passes it to Warren. Lays it up off the glass.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Spurs leading by 11. Williams passes to Teague. There's the pass to Porzingis. He kicks it to Williams. Pass to Teague. Shot clock at 6. Over to Wall. Again, the miss by the Spurs. New Orleans now, time running out. Here's Griffin. And the shot is long. San Antonio's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for the Spurs.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And so with this win, they'll move to 6 victories on the season. And, you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Porzingis.
Well, he could not be stopped on offense. Super efficient tonight. There wasn't a lot the defense could do.
20 seconds left to play in the final quarter. A fader. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. The kick out to Wall. It counts. And now just a 5-point Spurs lead.
Yeah, you don't want to leave people open when Blake Griffin has vision of the floor. He exploited the hole in the defense that time.
And so it's the Spurs with the win. They seem to relish their role as the bad guy here tonight.
You know, Kevin, I sense that as well. I mean, they really did feed off all of that negative energy this crowd was directing at them. I mean,
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.